What exactly is intuition? And how do body signals play a role? Can we reverse engineer the process and manifest our intentions outwards into the world around us? I tackled these questions in my latest free webinar, coming up. I'm Brett Stewart, founder of Technical Intuition and author of Remote Viewing, The Complete Guide. And in this video, I'd like to share a short clip from my latest free webinar on how to apply intuition techniques in practical ways. Now, the full hour recording of this webinar is now available over on my website. You can get immediate access to it by clicking the link in the description below. I share powerful intuitive techniques that can quickly be applied in your everyday life while discussing a number of the related topics, such as the 4 levels of experience, and also how it's possible to reverse engineer intuitive signals and apply them in a way that energizes your life, as well as a quick technique to reorient yourself throughout the day when you feel things are swaying off center. And these are powerful methods that can be applied in health, wealth, and relationships. But in the clip I share in this video, I discuss 3 steps to prime your day for success with the use of effective imaginary experience. This is something that pro athletes and Olympians use as a standard aspect of their training regimen. But I break it down so that you can quickly apply it in your everyday life. Now, if you enjoy the clip, definitely check out the link in the description below to watch the full free webinar. These are techniques that changed my life in meaningful, positive ways, and I know they can do the same thing for you. So enjoy the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Where is priming your day useful? Well, going back to the topics, it can be useful in health. In health, where you say you are trying to meet an exercise regimen, or you're trying to commit to a diet, or just general body care, you can apply prime your day to be successful in those avenues. In wealth, say you have a telephone call or a meeting or a webinar, right? Or a sales situation, a presentation for clients, you can use it for this as well. And then even in relationships, you can use it in that avenue as well, where say you come home from a high pressure day, but you do want to be the partner or the parent, the best that you can be. Prime yourself for that activity beforehand to actually create success in that area of your life. So it's a very powerful tool. I've used it a lot in my life, and I know the benefits it can have in using a lot of different areas. So the example I'm going to use to go through the steps, I'm just going to use an example of, let's say I have a lunch date with a prospective business client. But you can change the example scenario to anything, any type of activity you use in your life. So let's get into the steps. Step 1 of essentially priming your day, the first thing you want to do is focus on your heart. Is focus on the center of your chest. And what you do is when you have your attention on your heart, you basically sub-vocalize and set an intention to align with your higher self, with your unconscious self, that the activity you're going to essentially create in this imaginary experience, to actually make it, you're asking it to come about in a way that's for your highest good and the highest good of everyone else that's involved. It's like the starting place. That's the bedrock, the foundation that you start. And it's something that will supercharge all of your intentions that come afterwards. So it's a very important part. The second step to prime your day is to shift your attention to the end of the outcome or activity that you want to actually have it come about in your life. Now, in my example of the meeting, say the business meeting, what I would do is in my imaginary experience, I would imagine the get together, and I would also imagine the end of it being extremely pleased with the outcome. So I would feel the emotions of it. I would be filled with, I'd be getting up from the table from the meeting. I'd be feeling joy, harmony, enthusiasm, feeling like I did the best job that I could do in the presentation, and that I was really satisfied with the outcome. And I create this whole imaginary experience, fully see it on the physical and the emotional level. And then to kind of further anchor it and imprint it, what I like to do is just there's different ways to do it, but an easy one is you imagine it like surrounding it with a ball of white light and then moving that imaginary experience back into the center of your heart. And then you sub-vocalize and say into the heart, you say right into the center of your being. You basically say, this is the way I would like this activity, specifically name the activity. This is the way I would like this activity to come about for the highest good of myself and all concerned. And it's very important that you be specific. Don't leave it open and vague. So this activity, this is how I want it to come about with these physical things and these emotional things. And then the final step is, now that we started with the end of the activity you want to come about, you move your attention to a new visualization now, imaginary experience of beginning the activity. So this is maybe in my example, I'm walking up to the restaurant and I'm being seated at a table and I'm feeling centered. Here I'm incorporating the emotional level of experience. Centered, relaxed, enthusiastic. I'm feeling fully prepared for the presentation I'm about to do. And then maybe I fast forward it a little bit and I see my client show up and, I shake their hand and they're enthusiastic about being there and we exchange smiles and it's just a really good atmosphere. And I create that whole ball, that imaginary experience essentially. And then similarly to before, put like a white light around it, move it into the center of my being, center of my heart, and basically sub-vocalize the same intention, the same words, where I ask my higher self, my unconscious mind, this is the way I would like this activity specifically to come about, and in ways that are for the highest good of myself and all concerned. And that's it. That's the end of the exercise. Essentially, you start with the heart. You then move to the end of the activity, bring that back to the heart, and then always put that statement in there for the highest good of myself and all concerned. Then go to the beginning of the activity, create that imaginary experience, bring that back to the heart, and that's it. And this can take you can do this you practice these steps, you can do this in 60 seconds. It's very quick. And so this is useful when you want to, maybe something that's about to happen in a couple hours, like a webinar, right? You can quickly do this to kind of prime yourself to be as effective as possible to create an outcome that you want at the end of the day.